kitchen. Thank you for joining me, and today's recipe is from my 4 Seasons Ninja Foodie cookbook, and in there you'll find the full list of ingredients. And if you need any of the equipment that I use during the recipe, then just go over to my website and it'll be linked on my accessories page for you. I really hope you enjoy this recipe. If you do, don't forget to hit that like button for me. And if you're new to Susannah's Kitchen, then subscribe to my channel for new weekly content. I'd love to see some of your creations, so don't forget to add them to my Facebook group and tag me in on my social media platforms. The links are all down below in my description. So I think we've got everything covered. Let's start cooking. Let's start with prepping the jasmine rice. I'm going to be using 200 grams, so I'm just going to measure this out. As always, I'm going to rinse this rice. I just put it in a sieve basically, and then I just rinse it underneath the tap, just a cold tap. That's all we need to do. So I'm going to go and do that and come back. Here we go. That is the rice all rinsed. So I'm just going to put into here the ingredients that we're going to need, but I'm going to leave the liquids at the moment. The liquids though are going to be 200 millilitres of coconut milk. Great thing about this is a can is 400 millilitres. We want 200 for the rice, 200 for the beef red Thai curry, so that uses up the whole tin, so that's ideal. Of course, if you don't want to use coconut milk in your rice, you don't have to, but it does add a lot of flavour. So the first thing I want is some ginger, and I want around a thumb-sized piece. I'm just going to take some of the outside edge off. Just means that it can just release its flavours a little bit better. We're not actually going to be eating this ginger. It's just going to be in the rice for flavour. So don't worry if you don't take like the skin off perfectly. But yeah, that just helps, doesn't it? Just to, well, I think it does anyway. It's going to release all of its lovely oils and what have you. So it's a good healthy piece of ginger, like a thumb size, I would say. I'm going to cut mine in half and put that into the rice as it is. Now with lemongrass, I don't know if it's something you've used before. If you don't have lemongrass stalks like I've got here, that's absolutely fine. You can use like a lemongrass puree that you can get, paste is what I mean, which you can get from most supermarkets. But I'm going to cut the ends off, and if there's any sort of like more harsher outer leaves, just like this, there you go, you can see that they're really kind of crunchy and hard, and it's much more tender in this middle bit. So get rid of those. We don't need those. We can discard those in a minute. Now you can chop up lemongrass into really small pieces, but we do have to be careful that it is then tender enough to eat. Obviously it's not going to be very pleasant if it's got that kind of woody or chewy sort of texture. I'm actually just going to take a little bit more off of the outside here. There you go, just that little bit extra, and just take that little end bit off. Yeah, that seems good now. And I want to give this a little bash. And to do that, I'm just going to use a rolling pin. And by giving this a bash, we're just opening it up like this. You can see there. And let me smell it. Oh, beautiful. Really citrusy. That smells absolutely amazing. So we can put this into our rice, and also we can use it for the curry as well. I'm thinking using one stalk and using half and half. So that half I will put in the rice over here, and that I will just set aside ready for the curry. If you feel you want a bit more flavour, then go with an extra stalk if you feel you want to. Next thing for the rice is a bay leaf, so that goes in. Let's bring that forward so you can see it. I'm just going to add some salt as well, so just like a pinch of salt. Doesn't need to be a great deal. And then we're going to zest our lime. So let's get some lime zest into this rice. It's going to make it taste lovely. There you go. So again with this, it really depends on how much of that flavour that you want. But you know, limes aren't particularly big. I'm not getting loads and loads off of here. So I think around the zest of a lime is good. Now I actually got some lime leaves here that came in a package from Tesco's. So I was looking for lemongrass. They didn't have it on its own, but they had it with chilies, coriander, lime leaves, had a bit of garlic, a bit of ginger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of those in and save one for the curry. Now you don't need to use those, they're not essential, but if you've got it, then great. So that is everything going into here other than coconut milk and water, and obviously I'm going to show you that as well, but that's all my beautiful flavourings for that rice. So it's nice and simple to prepare. Let's put that to one side for now. Let's discard the bits we don't need. And now we're going to go ahead and get everything ready for the curry. So I'm making this for 2 people, by the way. The rice is going to be fairly generous because my son's probably going to have some of the rice as well with what he wants this evening. But I'll show you the portions. You know, you can obviously make the rice less if you want to. The ratios for the rice are 200 grams of rice in there. And then the liquids are going to be 200 of coconut milk, 50 of water. So yeah, more liquid basically than there is rice. So if you want to, you know, maybe only cook 100 grams of rice, you can do that and just, you know, make the ratios work. So anyway, let's chop this onion. I don't like loads of onions, which you probably know by now if you've been watching my other videos, but around half an onion in this. And let's just take that peel off. It's not so easy with gloves on, is it? But my hands were a little bit sore just because I get a little bit of eczema and sometimes foods do irritate it. So I thought I'd wear gloves today. Plus, obviously, I've got chilies there that I'm going to be chopping. So I thought it seemed sensible. So just dice up your onion. You all know my knife skills aren't particularly good, but just a little dice like this will do the job. Next up is some ginger for our curry, and I want around a teaspoon-ish of diced ginger. So let's just cut a knob off the end there. Let's give that a little peel, and then I can just dice it up. I quite like a fair amount of ginger. I don't know anyone that doesn't really. But yeah, if you want to use a little bit less, you can. I'm not using any additional garlic actually in this dish. If you want to add some garlics into this dish, then by all means you can go ahead and you can do that. We're going to want the juice of half a lime. So let's put the lime there ready to go as well. Red pepper, it's up to you really how much you put in or whether you put it in at all. I'm probably going to go with, let's have a look, probably a half to a whole pepper because I'm really not using any other veg in this dish. And then with the red pepper, I'm just going to slice that. We've got the coriander in the background there, which I'm just going to use more as a garnish. Also with these little chilies, I can chop those up. And again, they can be used as a garnish or you can put them into this. It's up to you. Obviously, if you remove the seeds, then it's going to be less fiery. And now the last thing to prepare is my steak. I have gone with a sirloin steak. And you want around 250-ish grams. There you go. So what I like to do is any of the thick pieces of fat that you get, we don't want those. It's not going to cook nicely. It's going to just be chewy and just not good. We want nice pieces of tender beef. Obviously, the pressure cooking is going to render down some of the fat. But yeah, when it's as thick as that, it's really not going to be helpful. So let's cut that off there. And let's get that little chunk out if we can. Now with the beef, I like to have kind of strips. Obviously this bit isn't going to be so much of a strip now. Let's cut that into strips like this. Don't need to be as long as that. There you go. Pieces like this. Again, we can cut off a little bit more of that fat as we go. I don't want the pieces to be too fine because this is going under pressure. So that is my steak prepared there. If you want to go with a little bit more steak, you can, but I find that that kind of works enough for us. So now I get the Ninja onto sear and saute. At this stage, I'm going to add the onion and the ginger, and we're going to let that just cook for a little bit. And I think this really helps with the flavour. I'm adding a tiny bit here of salt just to the onion because that's going to help soften that down. And let's just give that a little bit of oil to help that along the way. Once your onion has softened down a little bit, you want to now add in your red curry paste. So that's a generous tablespoon, and I'm probably going to put around a tablespoon and a half in. I will let you know if I think that ends up being a little bit too much or not enough. But I think that should be about right. So I'm just going to cook off that paste. I've got the sear and saute on level 3, so it's not too high. Let's just cook that in the bottom there just for a moment. We can add in our beef. Give that a little mix round. Get that taking on some of that curried flavour. Beautiful. We've got red peppers that are going in here. Our piece of lemongrass as well. We've got 200 millilitres of that coconut milk. And I'm going to scrape everything in out of my measuring jug. Make sure we don't waste any of that. Let's stir that through. Remember, this is going under pressure, so we're not cooking it at this stage, but it is nice if the ingredients are slightly warm before you go under pressure, if you can. I want a teaspoon of light brown sugar, juice of half a lime, and around half a tablespoon of fish sauce. And let's give that another stir. How nice is that looking? Wow. The last thing I'm putting into the red Thai beef curry is 100 millilitres of beef stock. Nearly said 50 then. It's not 50, it's 100 millilitres. And I just used a regular beef stock cube. So we've now going to move on to finishing off the rice. So here is my rice that we prepared earlier. So we need the rest of this coconut milk, which is 200 millilitres. So let's pour that over. You'll probably notice that I used more of the cream for the curry than I did for the rice, because that just means that we've got a little bit more actual liquid in here. Just scraping that round to make sure that we've got all of that in there. Plus then you want your 50 mils of water. So in total we've got 250 mils of actual liquid in that jasmine rice of 200 grams. All I'm going to do is just mix in a little bit of that coconut cream that's in there. And you can see that once I've mixed this around, one, it looks beautifully creamy, which is wonderful because it's going to have so much flavour. Plus we've obviously got all of those extras in there, and that looks well submerged, so that is perfect. I'm going to cover that with foil, and I know not everybody likes using foil. If you've got some sort of lid or you want to use the crisper plates, then you go ahead and do that. And all I'm going to do now is lower that in, tucking in that foil to create a seal on the top of that rice. There you go. And we are ready to get that pressure cooked. So the lid goes down. As always, you want to make sure your pressure valve is pushed towards the back of the machine, which is on seal. Let's start up the Ninja. Let's slide across to pressure cook. Now I'm going to actually cook this on 0 minutes, which I know seems really strange to any of you that are new to cooking. If you're not new, I'm sure you've probably tried this before, but high with 0 minutes with a natural release works really, really well because we've got that build up of pressure, which of course everything is starting to cook. 0 minutes, so it's literally going to switch over straight away to that really slow, long, natural release. And I want to let that natural release run for around 8 minutes-ish. So let's press start. So that was even more accurate than I was expecting. Literally, that natural release has just gone for just over 8 minutes. And sometimes you can't actually open it, even though it says open, because there's a very small amount of pressure still in there. And it often doesn't take long, normally a minute. If you want to, you can go over to the pressure valve and just flick it. And there you go. There's a really, really tiny amount in there. And by doing that, we should now be able to open, which we can. Perfect. So I'm going to grab my tea towel and just pull out that rice for a start. So with the rice removed, we can have a little look inside. We obviously need to get rid of this lemongrass. So let's remove that lemongrass. We don't need that any longer. And we have got our beautiful beef curry underneath. Now, this is slightly thinner than you may want, and you have a couple of options. You can sear and saute it, or you can add a little cornflour slurry into there. Some people might like it just as it is. It's, you know, it is quite liquid, but I know that a lot of people would eat it that way. So it's entirely up to you. I'm probably just going to add a little cornflour slurry to mine. Here we go. Not a lot needed. Just pour that in and give that a mix through, and that is going to thicken up that sauce for us. The rice is absolutely gorgeous. It is tender. I've given it a taste and the flavour is incredible. Not only have we got the little bits of lime and the flavour of ginger and lemongrass, it is cooked perfectly. Here comes the Thai beef curry. Look at that. It is absolutely stunning. And we can garnish that with some fresh coriander and also a few red chili flakes. This is my beef red Thai curry, and it is cooked perfectly. And it's so convenient because it's all done in one pot, 0 minutes with an 8-minute natural release on pressure cook. I hope you've enjoyed the recipe. If you do wish to purchase any of my cookbooks with more recipes just like this one, please visit my website, which is www.susannahskitchen.uk.